Encanto's missing ingredient. How the lack of a villain turned the movie into a Disney family therapy session. Infos about the movie. Encanto is an Oscar-nominated and other award-winning movie from 2021. It boasts a star-studded cast and was the highest-grossing animated movie in 2021, reeling in $250 million worldwide. I saw the movie, and while I didn't particularly dislike it, I also didn't like it. It invoked a feeling of indifference at best, because the conflicts and the conflict resolutions are wildly unsatisfying. Here's why. Movie premise. A family's magical house, which is also the source of their magical powers, is crumbling. Only one magicless grandchild sees the impending doom and tries to uncover the cause to avert the crisis. The general lack of stakes. We know that if the candle goes out, the house is destroyed and the madrigals lose their powers. But what's so bad about that? Non-magical people exist, and being magical is clearly out of the ordinary. Sure, being ordinary sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Here's where a villain who'd want to steal the madrigals' powers for evil, destroy their powers, or conquer the village would have really helped get the audience invested in the madrigals losing their powers. In short, the movie fails to garner the audience's empathy because there are no meaningful stakes. Do they have relatable issues? Yes, their issues are almost too relatable, which is an issue in itself. The magic is pointless. The magic powers don't seem influential or detrimental to the plot. They don't solve any problems. Sure, they're helpful, but not necessary, nor do they cause any problems. If they don't use them, they'll be fine. The protagonist herself doesn't have any, nor does she strive to possess any. This movie is a good example of how not to incorporate magic into stories. The magic power solely exists for the sake of existing. Another big issue are the characters' conflicts, if you can call them that. For the most part, the family gets along fine except for minor normal differences. Luisa is buckling under the pressure to live up to expectations, the other sister doesn't want to be perfect all the time and marry a guy she doesn't like, the grandmother wants to protect the family. I'm not sure how that's a bad thing. In the end, she blames Mirabel for everything without any particular reason except for a vague, changing prophecy. Prophecies are always iffy to incorporate in stories. They need to be thought out very well, otherwise they just end up being bad plot devices, like in Encanto. An ever-changing vague prophecy is by definition not a prophecy anymore, but a bad guess. A lack of conflict. There are two main types of conflicts in literature, internal and external conflicts. Internal conflicts generate character growth and external conflicts generate suspense and urgency. To me personally, Encanto as a whole lacks a meaningful conflict. Mirabel jumps into action without hesitation or consideration. She never stops and thinks about or questions if she should meddle or not because she's the only one who can. There is no choice. Character versus character conflicts are virtually non-existent in the movie, except for a short-lived issue with her sister Isabella that is resolved as soon as it comes up.
She won't hug me, ever, okay? She hates me.
Nobody in the family particularly dislikes anybody else. Yes, Bruno is the black sheep of the family, but he wasn't banished or anything. He left the family out of his own volition, which isn't a conflict. Is it sad? Yes. Is the conflict? No. Missing villain. Does a movie necessarily need a villain? No, it doesn't. But having a tangible antagonistic force in the form of a villain can greatly shape and influence the protagonist and the story. My point is, nobody antagonizes Mirabel until the plot demands it, and even then it's unfounded. Absence of transformation and the rushed catharsis. The major conflict has a very random build-up because we don't truly understand what it's linked to, and we never really find out. Yes, it's Mirabel, but what exactly about her? Her family does not shun her, she does not loathe her family, it just randomly appears, progresses, and then gets resolved. The external conflict peaks at the 75-minute mark. That's 85% into the movie, and it is resolved at the 80-minute mark, 90% into the movie, with a flashback. That is a very unsatisfying catharsis. The family losing their powers should have been a major plot point and been explored, not just glossed over and brushed aside for 5 minutes. Final thoughts. The theme of the movie is self-acceptance, which I have no qualms about, but in the movie, Mirabel only gains self-acceptance through outside validation. And FYI, if you define yourself by how others see you, you're gonna have a bad life. The entire last scene renders the point of the movie moot. Mirabel needs the approval of her family to be someone, and only after getting it, she becomes who she is. Even though she already is who she is, because she doesn't really grow much as a character during the movie. To sum it all up, the movie is an assortment of disjointed common familial issues wrapped up in musical numbers with a dash of magic on top. Anyway, that's it for now. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, watch another one of my videos, maybe you'll like that one more. If you'd like to see more, subscribe to my channel. As always, I appreciate your time, thanks for watching and have a nice day.